And welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. We're so happy to have Bob Harris with us. He is from Marine Corps Toys for Tots and A Community Christmas. Both. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, how in the world do you juggle both of those? Those are both such big organizations that do so much at this time of year. How in the world do you juggle both?
Well, thank God I'm retired.
not very retired.
I'm retired that I have my own
Yes.
way to do things.
Yes. Bob, how did you first become involved with, which one did you get involved with first?
Marine Corps Toys for Tots.
Sure.
When I was in the Marine Corps.
When you were in the Marine Corps. How did that all come about?
I always felt for the children. Mm-hmm. And then when I got out of the Marine Corps, I hung out. And then finally I decided to take this on because I cover all of Stark County, from north to south, east to west.
For people,
I go from Limaville
wow,
all the way down to Wilmot,
wow,
all the way over to Canal Fulton, and east to Alliance, Ohio.
Any idea of how many families are being served in that area from one Christmas to the next?
It just depends on the need of the people.
So you've seen the need change over the years. How many years have you been doing Toys for Tots?
Since 1994.
Wow.
23 years this year.
Wow. And so tell me, when you became involved and from that point to now, what does the need look like? Are we seeing more families that need assistance, fewer families?
I'm not sure.
But you're collecting lots of toys.
It depends every year. I have had no problem with toys in this county.
It just seems like as we're out picking up things for kids and grandkids, it's pretty easy to pick up one or two extra toys and put them in a bin. Where would we find the bins that for collecting new toys?
They're all over this county. We have about 350 boxes throughout the business areas, the stores.
So we do see them in the stores?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so that makes it easy.
The mall has a big one right in the center of the mall.
Perfect. And you're asking, again, for new toys, not...
New unwrapped toys.
New unwrapped.
Yeah. See,
not
in
gently
1947, Major Hendricks from the Marine Corps Reserve and Center in Los Angeles, California, went out with his people and collected 5,000 toys for the needy children of Los Angeles.
And that's how it got started.
Yes, ma'am. And
wow.
The next year, the Commandant of the Marine Corps says, oh, my goodness gracious, what a child's program we have, and made it nationwide.
Just in its second year, it went national.
Yes.
Well, it is amazing when you think of what one individual can do. If he did 5,000 toys all on his own that first time.
Well, him and his Marine unit.
And the Marine unit.
Yeah.
But what a difference that one individual made with his dream.
The logo that you see all the time,
yes,
our little choo-choo train,
yes,
that was donated to him by a personal friend of his who is a very famous person.
Are you allowed to say who?
Sure.
Who?
Mr. Walt Disney.
No way. Walt Disney designed the logo for Toys for Tots.
Yes.
And you've used it, I know, ever since I was a tot. I remember seeing that logo forever.
Oh, yeah.
It's been the same. Well, isn't that a cool bit of trivia?
We also had, who was it? Nat King Cole and Peggy Lee made a song for Toys for
Toys
Tots.
for Tots. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Well, it is. It's one of those things that around this time of year, everyone feels so good to participate. It's easy. It's not expensive to pick up something extra and put it in a bin and just make Christmas for a little one. Every child should have a toy on Christmas.
We've had many known celebrities join Toys for Tots.
What about famous toys? Is there anything that you can recall that becomes the it toy to receive for the kids, or they just have to get anything?
It depends, because see, what happens is we put our boxes out, people drop toys in. Okay, then them toys have to come back to my storage unit. They have to be dumped out on the floor.
Okay, why?
because I have to count every toy,
Oh, my goodness.
every book, every stocking stuffer, every stuffed animal, bicycles, everything.
People
has to
donate
get counted.
bicycles?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
I have a gentleman here in Starr County. This year alone will give me over 50 refurbished bicycles.
Oh, that's awesome.
At his own expense.
Wow. Well, when you're dumping toys, I'm picturing dumping toys. They don't get broken or anything, do they? It's gently lying them out on the floor for you to count.
We just put them on the floor, then we have to count them.
Is there a goal number you're trying to reach?
No.
Just as many as possible.
Right. And it goes, I've done this for 23 years, and I try to make sure that every child gets at least 3 new toys.
Awesome.
Plus stocking stuffer and a teddy bear.
Oh, love it.
Okay? But if I get an overabundancy, I will give them more toys. Because I don't like to store toys. I want to get them out. I help the fire departments and everything else, because if the house gets burnt down, the kids lose their toys, they'll call me and say, hey, Bob, can you help me? And I tell them, give them, the parents, my phone number, and I'll make arrangements. I can't replace toys, because you know what the kids are today? Xboxes and all this. I can't afford that.
Right. Right.
Because I've told people that before, buy my son an Xbox. Well, sorry.
Yeah.
If I did that, I'd probably cheat about 150 other children of having toys for Christmas.
Right, and that I think our minds go to the more traditional kids like balls and trains and things that maybe are a little more old-fashioned that we associate with under the Christmas tree on that morning. Yes, things haven't changed too much in all those years.
But like I said, when we take all this stuff and dump it out, we put it right back in the box. Then we have to sort it by gender. Then we have to sort it again by age groups.
Of course.
0 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, 9 to 10, and 11 to 12.
How long does this take? When do you get started with this?
As soon as we can. We'll be coming in this year on the 9th of December. I will bring everything in from this county in and have it all counted for and everything, and it will be distributed throughout those county by them agencies that I named.
Okay, yeah, help me understand how this works then. The Marine Corps Toys for Tots is collecting the toys, but you then give them to agencies who distribute them to families. Because how do you match a child with the toy they want? Or is it all a big surprise on Christmas morning?
It's up to them. See, because one, I don't have the manpower. I don't have the space or anything to sort all these things, basically.
Right.
Right now, I'm using a 20 by 60 foot storage unit.
Wow. And that's where it all takes place.
I've got it all lined up, boys on one side, girls on the other side, and we roll the boxes up in the center, and my volunteers from the churches and everything else go in there, and they set it up by age groups.
Wow.
I have a young lady who is my granddaughter, Carrie Lynn Maroney, who, very nicely, is what I call the little general. When I walk in the storage unit, she says, sit down, Grandpa.
And she's got it under control.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And I mean, she does have it under control.
It sounds like you've got this down to such a science. Now, remind me what agencies then get the toys to get them to the families.
Salvation Army of Massillon, Canton, Alliance, Minerva, then Total Living, and A Community Christmas.
And A Community Christmas is yet another thing that you're in charge of, which tell me, this almost went by the wayside, yes?
Yes. They were going to disband that organization in September of 2012, and they came to me because I had been furnishing toys all these years, and they asked me if I could help them. So I said I'd have to check it out, and then I said, okay, I'll be coming in as the president of the organization.
Thank goodness you did. So now that works a little bit differently because with a community Christmas, people adopt a family and you do know specifically what each child is asking for and you're
Right.
somehow able to match those up.
Right.
How does one feed the other of these groups?
These are all just, passed out through the agencies.
Mm-hmm.
These are all done by donors who go out and buy the articles. And then they bring them into a location on a Tuesday. And they're all lined up. On Wednesday, the clientele comes in to pick up their donations. And they take them out.
Okay, so we're talking about a community Christmas here. The people who will be giving them to their children, it almost sounds like it's set up as a gift shop, a store that they can come in and they pick out what they want? No? Totally
See,
got that wrong.
What happens is people of this county will call us up and say, hey, we would like to have 4 families with a number of people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we find a donor that will take care of
and
that family.
Do the shopping for them.
And they do the shopping. They have to wrap everything and everything else. Then they take all these presents to a special location on one day.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, the person that is receiving that has to come there and pick up everything.
It's like, here's Christmas, and they get to load it up and take it home.
Yes.
Is it all toys and clothing? Is there any food with either?
Yeah, this
there
comes
is
out.
as well.
Same way with this one here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have the adopted family. This year, I think we're adopting about 335 families.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So now, what does not get adopted goes through our general distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's where they'll come in, sit down, check in, sit down, and then we have volunteers. They'll have a number. When their number's called, they'll go up. The volunteer will have a big garbage bag, and they will take them through what I call the maze.
The maze?
The maze.
And the maze is filled with what?
All kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Toys, stuffed animals.
Wow.
You name it, it's there. Christmas decorations.
Oh, cool.
Some people get rid of their old Christmas trees. Not the ones that you buy, but are in boxes.
Uh-huh.
Clothing, bedding, shoes, books, you name it, it's there.
And they can just fill a bag?
They can fill a bag up.
Wow.
They're allowed certain amount of toys because it has to go through the whole system.
Mm-hmm. And now this is after after the distribution has taken place. Yes, this is in addition to getting.
No, these are 2 separate. A community Christmas will have adopted family.
Yes.
And then they have the general distribution after
a separate day afterwards, after the adopted family.
We'll do 2 days with adopted family.
How does a family get on your list if they are in need?
Well, they have to go out. See, we're having problems with people or not donating, but getting the information.
Mm-hmm.
Community Christmas takes applications 3 days a week, starting the 1st of October.
Really? Okay.
And goes 3 weeks. That's it. Because we have to go back, then we have to sort all these people out and everything. So it makes it kind of hard to get everything together for adopted family.
Right. So everybody who is eligible for a community Christmas is already on your list for this year.
That's it. Applications stopped being accepted as of 31 October.
Okay, at the end of October, that was it. And now you get the fun of getting everything prepared for these families.
Right.
And donate and really recruiting people to adopt a family. are all the families spoken for yet? Have you found enough people to
Oh, yeah.
adopt each of these families?
Yep, they're all
You're
ready.
all set.
They're set.
Oh, my goodness. Well, is there anything else we can do to help you? We still need to go shopping maybe and
Well,
find things for
matter
Toys
of
for
fact-
Tots?
Well, tomorrow I will be going over to Toys R Us.
Mm-hmm.
I will be buying some toys there. And
They must love seeing you come
yes,
in.
They do. And then in September of next year, I usually end up in Leesburg, Virginia.
No, why's that?
Well, the Toys for Tot conference. It's a 4-day conference. And while I am there, they have numerous toy companies that are giving us a nice discount on our toys.
Oh, that is great.
I just spent, for this year alone, I spent $25,000
Wow.
for new toys for all the kids in that age group.
And that's a huge age group.
And Toys R Us every year collects money for Toys for Tots.
What is it, Bob?
And then they send that to their corporate office.
Mm-hmm.
Their corporate office, in turn, writes a check to Toys for Tot Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
The foundation then breaks it down per unit, how much money they can give them. We cover 800 sites throughout the United States,
Incredible.
Puerto Rico, and Guam.
That's internationally.
That's everything.
So if you are writing a check for $25,000, how much are we talking about that they raise in the course of a year and give away?
Well,
Do
see,
you know what
that's just what I have
Right, exactly.
in my account.
Exactly. Do you know what the total is that down at the Toys for Tots conference?
Oh, no. I have no idea because they don't tell me, what they give everybody.
Uh-huh.
But like I said,
But imagine.
Like I said earlier, over the last 15 years, they have given out over 17 million toys
That's amazing.
to over 7.1 million children
It's awesome.
throughout these sites.
And remind me, how many sites again?
800.
800 sites. It's mind-boggling. What is it about Christmas and children that, and I know this started with one gentleman getting his Marine unit working on it, but why, just your opinion, why would this be something the Marines would want to take on?
They fell in love with it. And I mean, just like myself, I got out of the Marine Corps and I'm what you call an LCO, local community organizer. I've been very fortunate. I have won that award twice.
Oh, congratulations.
And I am the only individual to win that award through the Toys for Tot program.
Wow. Wow. Well, we want to find out more. We're going to need to take a short break. We'll be back after these words. You're listening to Our Community.